Guys, it's Miss Megan here at the Metter Library, and today we're going to have some sensory craft fun. I'm going to show you a non-messy way to paint using a Ziploc bag, paint, and cardstock, and then a little bit of a messy way to make some puff paint using either food coloring or a little bit of paint with shaving cream and glue. So join me as we create these really fun sensory crafts. For our first craft, we're going to be painting in a bag. So you'll need some cardstock, a plastic Ziploc bag, and tape to tape it down, as well as paint. You can use any kind of paint. These just happen to be what I had at home. Now for the cardstock, you want a thicker piece of paper so that it holds up to the paint. I chose to print off a cupcake design. However, you can either draw a design on your sheet of paper, you can leave it completely blank. You can even use painter's tape to write out your name on the piece of paper. And then when it's done, before the paint has dried, you can peel off the painter's tape to reveal the blank space where your name or whatever design you decide to tape in there is. As you can see, I'm putting a bunch of different colors in here, and there is a lot of paint, but don't worry, because we're gonna zip up the bag, you're not gonna get it on your fingers. And the tape is just gonna help keep it steady on the table or whatever surface that you're using. And although it's mostly recommended when there's toddlers, it does help even when you're a grown-up doing this. I can say that it was a lot of fun feeling the paint squish around in the bag, so I don't think this is just for toddlers. I think this is definitely an anybody craft. Once you're done swishing your colors around, mixing and moving them and creating however you would like, you can take the tape off of your bag, which you'll see at the end of this clip. And then you can just set the bag to the side. And when you're somewhere where it is safe to pull out a slightly damp piece of paper, you can pull it out and set it on top of some paper towels or some old newspaper or even that Ziploc bag to fully dry. And once it's fully dry, you can choose to cut it out like you saw at the beginning of this video. You can add some sequins. You can do whatever else you would like to your creation. That's the most important part. It's more about the process as opposed to what you get in the end. That's the most fun part, right, is creating it. So do something fun, do something unique, and give it a whirl. I think you're gonna like this one. Next up, we're gonna make a puff paint creation. So again, you're gonna need some cardstock or thicker paper, some crayons, something to decorate with, a popsicle stick or spoon, some sort of bowl, liquid white glue, and some shaving cream. You need the foaming kind. And then you can also use paint, or you can use food coloring to create the color in paint if you don't want it to be just plain white. You'll also need some scissors. So the first step is you need to draw your creation. Again, I chose to print out a cupcake here, but you can design whatever you'd like. It could be an ice cream cone or a snowman, and you can draw it. You don't have to print it. And then you're gonna need to decorate whatever parts you're not gonna use the puff paint on. So here I needed to decorate the wrapper for our cupcake, and I chose to put on some lines and designs, and again, create it however you would like. Once you're done, you can either A, choose to leave it whole on that piece of paper, or you can do like I do at the end of this clip, and you can choose to cut it out. I went ahead and cut it out because I didn't want to have to cut around after I put the puff paint on it. So go ahead and get your creation decorated, and then we'll be right back to mix up our paint. All right, to create our puff paint, you're gonna get that bowl, popsicle stick, food coloring paint, shaving cream, and glue. You're gonna wanna do a 1-to-1 ratio of the shaving cream and your liquid white school glue. So this is a really good thing to have the little ones help you out with. It's gonna help with some of that finger strength, as well as getting really good at mixing stuff up. And not to mention, it's just a lot of fun. I just did a little bit of yellow in there so that I could have a soft yellow icing for my cupcake, but remember you can leave it plain white, you can mix whatever colors in that you would like, but you need to make sure you get it all mixed up so you get as much of the paint and glue incorporated as possible. And then you're just going to use that popsicle stick, or if you'd like you could use a paintbrush, but the popsicle stick is just as fun to layer that onto your design. So here you can see I'm trying to make it look like I'm putting it on a cupcake so it gets those nice little lines on there, but you want to cover it completely up. And that's looking really good. We're going to keep working on that, and then we're going to come back to decorate it before it dries. Once you have iced your cupcake or whatever creation you're gonna make, now you're gonna use some decorations if you'd like. Here, I actually have some small pom-poms, and I'm gonna gently push those into my puff paint. The glue within the shaving cream is gonna help keep them on. I decided to use a sparkly one for the top, but you could use sequins or any other things to design on your creation, and you're just gonna let that sit out overnight to dry. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and don't forget to join us at countylibrary.org for more fun information.